fast, efficient and affordable business-grade hosting solutions, domain registration, SSL certificates and more. We also monitor and provide website security and update services, website builds, email hosting amongst other sensational products. If you have a question about your web page or your presence on the internet in general, no job is too big or too small. Visit our website today, or better yet, contact us at blueoceanwebhosting.com.au and leave your website issues to us.
Big ones, little ones, fiddly ones, powerful ones, the ones for the car or the truck, caravan, boat, mobility scooter, solar system. In fact, for any kind of battery, go straight to Battery Central Ipswich. They'll even help you when you know what you need to power, but have no idea what'll do the job. Battery Central Ipswich, 280 Brisbane Street, West Ipswich, behind the Yellow Building. Expert advice, better batteries, best prices, every day. That's Battery Central Ipswich.
Welcome to episode 744 of Aussie Tech Heads. I'm Jason Oakley, and this is Will Tompkinson. Hey, Will.
Hey, mate.
How's things go? Oh, you're looking a bit short there today.
You've grown over the holidays.
Probably my camera.
Yeah, I don't know. Every week, nothing changes, yet every week it's different. Go figure.
How's you been?
Not too bad, not too bad.
How's your wheelie been?
Well, if you must know.
Terrible.
Other than having like 7-degree nights and 33-degree days, it's fine.
New shop is good.
It's horrible. The new shop's great. It stays a lot cooler than the old one too, which is nice.
More space.
Yeah, a lot more airflow through there, and getting it nearly all set up. Hopefully by the end of the week it'll be like enough set up that I can find things at least, which is an improvement on what it currently is. So
Hey, Son, where did we put that?
It's a bit like that. It's thankfully. Yeah, I got a pretty good memory, so I can kind of remember where most of the stuff got put onto pallets and whatever, but yeah, I've got most of the displays set up and stuff. I've got some signage coming in soon, so
Sweet.
It's all a work in progress.
Yeah. Big Battery Central sign out the front.
Oh, I've got that. I've got the sign at the front. I just need to put another couple of bigger ones on the sides of the building so you can sort of see it. Because at the moment you can see the big one when you drive past, but you can't see it when you're approaching. So,
all right.
Got to fix all that up. But yeah, it's all money we don't have, so that's great.
Speaking of, why don't you buy some batteries from Battery Central?
Yes, damn it. I don't care if you don't need them. Just buy them.
Just buy them anyway.
Yeah.
Now,
You don't even have
I
to pick
need
them
some
up.
rechargeable AAAs. How many you got?
You don't even have to pick them up. You can just buy them and leave them there. That's fine by me too.
Yeah.
I'll just sell them again.
Yeah, resell.
So yeah, we do. We do all sorts of stuff. Car batteries, off-grid, solar, camping, four-wheel drive setup, all that sort of stuff. Mobility scooters, golf carts, all the fun stuff.
I want you to overnight me a Dolphin D battery for my torch.
An interesting thing about those.
Yep.
They're a big rectangle.
Yeah.
If you actually cut the top off them, there's 4 D cells in there packed with about 2 inches of cardboard underneath it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What's the cardboard for? Just to chunk it out?
Just to make it. They used to. I think. Who did the original Dolphin? Everett, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. So the Eveready ones are a D cell, but they're longer. But every other Duracell and Energizer and all the other brands just use D cells and just put cardboard under them to pack them up so they fit in the box.
Man, ripped off.
That's why the Energizer, the Eveready ones are dearer, because they're the actual full cell and they last longer.
Right. Why did they come up with the idea for square batteries though? The 9-volt. What was wrong with the long AA and AAAs? And
well, the 9-volt.
Make a square one.
So there's 2 different ways they make a 9-volt as well. Some of them actually have, because they did it mainly just to stuff that's like 9-volt, for example, is usually really, really low draw, but they need a higher voltage. Right. So by doing it that way, they can do that. Originally, they started off making them as actually what they call a quad A battery,
right? Which
is obviously a double A is a quarter the size of a triple A is a quarter the size of a double A, and a quad A is a quarter the size of a triple A. So you can imagine these little tiny, almost straw thickness cells.
Right. Wow.
There's 6 of those inside a 9-volt cell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some 9-volt cells actually have now, these days, though, some of them actually have rectangle cells stacked in them, but traditionally they had 6 little quad A's packed inside that battery. So instead of you fumbling with these little tiny batteries trying to get them into a radio or whatever, that has made them into a case, called them a 9-volt, and it was the same with the Dolphin batteries. Instead of trying to fumble with 4 D cells when it's pouring rain and you're shivering cold, you just grab the big thing, slide them in.
What'd you just say?
Shut up. You no experience about that.
Dear, dear.
Not when it's cold and you're shivering, anyway.
No. Small shriveled into the left.
That's it.
I got a new server for my lounge room because I've had this mid-size server.
Does it
for a long
count
time.
if it's still in the box? It doesn't really. I'll start calling you Glenn.
Yeah.
Buy things.
Only till this weekend. I'm on call for work all weekend, so I've got nothing else to do, and I can't go anywhere. A, because we're locked down, and B, because I'm on call. So,
and C, because you don't go anywhere anyway.
Right? I said that to my daughter. I was like, "Oh no, we're in lockdown again, and we can't go anywhere or do anything." She's like, "Oh no,
what's the difference?
What shall we ever do?"
Sounds like
I said, "I can't go out partying with all my friends, and I'm feeling trapped inside the house, and I can't get out."
Because it's different from
same as every other day. We don't care.
Yeah, that's it. So,
but because this one's got 32 gigs and it's got newer everything in there compared to the mid tower box that I've had for a while, which was actually one of my daughter's old computers that she had years ago, and it served us well. But this has got SSD, so Minecraft chunks will load a lot faster, hopefully, and it's got double the RAM, so I can run more Minecraft servers at the same time, and also does my Plex streaming and stuff, so I can take care of that. I'm still tossing up whether to ditch the Synology and just put everything into the Linux box and just have one box doing all the things, but that means I have to manually configure and install all the apps that are already in the Synology store. And you just click on install, go, and when an update comes out, it goes, "Hey, I've got an update. Would you like to update?" You go, "Yes." And it goes, "Okay, updating." Right, I updated. Which at some stage I'll be able to do with Linux, but just the initial, I need to install this, I need to install that, I need to set this up, I need to configure that. And just like, well, the little box is there in the corner, it's doing its thing. Maybe I should just let it do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on how much you like your chunk loading quick, I suppose.
Yeah, the truffle shuffle.
So, but yeah, no, I think, well, I'm the same. I've got, I've got my NAS, which can do media serving and stuff, but I find that I don't. I find I just use it as a NAS and my P2P stuff.
Yep.
And the media sharing side of it, I store the media on the NAS, but the actual distribution of it, I use the media center that's hooked up to the TV, because it takes us, like, the NAS can do it, but if I'm downloading a file and transferring files across and trying to watch a movie, you really hit its limitations.
Well, there's the thing with mine is that the CPU is so cut down that it can't transcode video, whereas the other server can. It just mounts that as a drive, and then Plex will transcode it.
Another advantage is too, really, as you say, you can have it running Wi-Fi directly in the lounge room or whatever, plugged into the back of the TV, so you don't have to have, I don't know. I'm a big fan of having. I know a computer can multitask, but I found over the years, the more tasks you throw at a system to do that, the more inefficient it becomes at every one of those things that you do.
Yeah, better to not just put all your eggs in one basket. Hey, Facebook.
Yeah, and Twitch and Instagram. And WeChat, this distribution of service can be handy sometimes.
Yeah, that's why we invented CDNs and stuff, man. Cloudflare and all that.
And that's the thing. Like, I've got the media center, I've got the Linux server, and then I've got, like, for my 3D printer, I've got Octopi admittedly, I've got a beefed up credit card PC that will run 2 Octopi instances at the same time, so I can handle 2 3D printers there. Then I've got another mini PC that runs my K40 laser cutter. Then I've got at work, it's the same thing. Like, I've got a pretty powerful system, but we've got the point of sale system, we've got the reception system or the admin system, we've got my computer, we've got the video surveillance system. Like, all these things, even though they would all run on the one system perfectly fine,
yep.
I found by having 4 systems, generally at least any one of them is working at some point.
Yep.
So I'm quite a fan of spreading the load over various things instead of just trying to.
The one handy thing that sort of came out of it, my daughter's got a friend who's going to come stay with us for about a month for a holiday, and she's like, "Say, Dad, have we got any spare computers that we could set up for him so he could do Discord, play some games and stuff like that?" I'm like, "Well, funny you should mention. We just got a new server. So I'll take the old one, rebuild it as a Windows box, and you can install all the things, and we'll leave it in the spare room for visitors to use."
That's right. You've got one spare graphics card, don't you?
Yeah.
Which is like, that's the reason I'm using a lot of NUCs and mini PCs and stuff, because they've got built-on graphics, and ultimately it's a hell of a lot cheaper than buying anything with an external graphics card, because it's stupid.
It doubles the cost of your computer.
Oh, it really does. You can spend $2,000 on a computer, then you spend another $2,000 on a graphics card.
Yep, easy.
Like, it's nuts. So
it's not going to get better for a long time.
No. So I think in some instances having multiple, like, you can pick up secondhand Intel NUCs. Yeah, they're only 3 gig. What are they? Yeah, about 2.8 3 gig processors and 16 gig of RAM. But I mean, 95% of the things you're ever going to do, it handles perfectly fine.
Yep.
And I mean, it will play even basic games, like vanilla Minecraft. It'll play. It won't play any modded stuff, but so if you want to play like Roblox, they play.
Yep.
So a lot of those lower end games, they will play acceptably.
Yep.
And
they're affordable and they work.
They're $100.
Yeah.
And they come with SSDs, and you can put if you want to use them as file servers, you can put twin IDE, 5 terabyte drives in them, or whatever you want to do.
I'll plug in an external.
Boot them off the little internal, because they come with the old school. Is it
PCMCIA?
No. Is it MSATA? The little pre the new ones, but the old school ones that the old EPCs and stuff used to have.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're kind of like they still physically have a SATA connector on the end of them, but they're on a chip. They're the combination of what we use now.
Yeah.
And IDE. They're sort of somewhere in the middle. And they're only, whatever they are. I think they're 40 gig or something like that.
Yeah.
They're fine for a boot drive.
Does what you need.
Yeah. So.
And interestingly, today, after all this complaining and stuff, I finally found out that my desktop computer is compatible with Windows 10 after all. And I was like, well, it's got no trusted module on there.
That took a BIOS upgrade, wasn't it?
Yeah, a guy at work said, well, he got the same error from the PC health check software from Microsoft. He said, but all he had to do was upgrade the BIOS, because all his CPUs since Skylake have all got the trusted protected module built into the CPU.
Ah, so the board doesn't need it.
Yeah. So the board just has to enable the ability for the motherboard to see it, for Windows to see it, and then it's enabled. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. So I've got Asus motherboard. So I just got the Easy Flash software, which runs on Windows, and downloaded that, installed it, ran it. It said, well, you've got version 0811 of BIOS, and the current one is 0820. Do you want to update? And I'm like, yep. So I updated, rebooted, and it goes into BIOS and it erases the current database. So it's got a database in the BIOS, and then it resets up a few things like you would with your Android phone when you upgrade that. It was like doing that. It's got progress bar, updating this, updating that, updating this, that, reboots, and you go in there and you can check it's got a discrete TPM and it's got firmware TPM. And he said the one that he read is the best one to enable is the firmware one. So I enabled firmware TPM because the discrete one was enabled by default, and rebooted the computer, ran PC health check, and it said, "Oh, good, you've got TPM 2.0. You can install Windows 11 anytime you want," because it came out a couple of days ago.
I was just checking on mine as well. All AMD CPUs have had embedded TPM 2.0 since 2015.
There you go.
And
so
the
you probably got it too.
AM4 platform and higher. But most motherboards, whilst supporting it, don't have it enabled. Apparently, most manufacturers on AMD doesn't look like it's a BIOS update. It looks like it's a patch update. They have specifically a TPM patch that you can download to update.
Must update chipset or something.
It must do. Maybe the chipset's there and it just enables it because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a firmware update, not a BIOS update. So
interesting. So you might be able to as well, but you don't want to.
I don't really want to anyway. But I mean, and there's workarounds even if you don't. You can install Windows 11 anyway.
Yeah, you can install it if you don't have TPM, but you're not going to get any security updates ever. So
it's Microsoft. How secure is it going to be anyway? I mean, you know.
I might risk it this weekend. I don't know. They're copying. I don't know if we mentioned before. They're copying OS X, so the taskbar is now centered and expands out both ways.
What was it on the video we played the other week? It shakes or something now. They've given it some weird name.
Yeah,
got the GTs or something.
And I got that. I don't know. It's a nervous thing. And
that's an alcohol thing, not a nervous thing.
I had it before I had alcohol. They're changing a lot of where you find all of your icons and how things run and stuff, and they're bringing back the funky transparency and rounded corners from Vista era.
Yeah, so I might throw it on my work PC just because it's not critical. If my work PC is basically just a PDF repository, pretty much at this stage. So I might throw it on there, see what it's like.
As I was saying all this to my boss, and he's like, "Yep, the first thing I'll do when I've got it, classic mode.
Yeah.
Enable that, disable all the transparencies and the animated windows and all this other crap."
And it's funny, even on a new PC, even with running Windows 10 on a new PC, you enable classic mode. And it makes a big difference to performance. Like, you would think that with the powerhouse systems and the grunt of the graphics cards, it wouldn't make any difference. But run your system rating and then disable it and run it again, and everything's up.
Yep.
Like, it's something you just sort of don't think about.
And the other interesting thing, especially for gamers, is they're going to have direct storage, which is a technology they invented for the Xbox to load games faster using SSD. So direct storage will be enabled in Windows 11 by default. So all your SSD drives, which are pretty damn fast already, are just going to zoom.
My only concern with that is the same thing's going to happen that happened with the Xboxes, and they're not going to data manage properly. And because the way, obviously, an SSD only has X amount of write cycles, infinite read, but only has an X amount of write cycles. And if you're caching to an SSD drive all the time, you're chewing up write cycles.
Yep.
And there's software in place that's supposed to prevent that from happening. And if it is writing, it's supposed to stagger the writes over the disk so that sections get written at different times.
Yep.
But I know there was an issue. I don't know if they fixed it or not. There was an issue with the Xboxes where, yes, they were loading the data a lot quicker, but when they were saving to the drives, like save files and stuff like that, they were saving to the same spot over and over again.
Right.
And it was wearing the drives out prematurely. So, I mean, two things have probably happened. I know drives have got a lot more versatile and robust than they used to be.
Yep.
SSDs aren't as funky. They used to be really fragile. They were really easy to kill. Not so much anymore. And I'm pretty sure that they would have sorted that out. Well, one would hope they would have sorted that out by now. It is Microsoft who reverts your drivers for no reason anyway, so who knows?
Who experiences that kind of crap?
Again. And again. And that's with Microsoft's IPs blocked through the firewall and with system updates turned off.
Still updated.
Yeah, and I actually have a program that's kills the updater. So every time the updater tries to load, it kills the task.
Yep.
and somehow it's still updating.
They really want you to keep updated, don't
They really want you to use incompatible Microsoft drivers all the time.
they? And hence we're here this week. You might have noticed we wasn't last week. We
we were.
recorded. We recorded 2/3 of a show.
And then we got a blackout. And
Big bada boom.
corrupted the recording.
Yep.
So I've changed recording formats this week. We are now recording in MKVs, which is supposed to be a recoverable and auto close when they stop recording, so that they don't corrupt the data.
Yep.
Apparently, it's much more robust, so we'll give that a go. Not that hopefully I ever have that issue again, but at least it means if we get 2/3 of the way through a show and it does crash, I either have something to release or we can finish the show.
We were talking about so much interesting stuff, and I'm like, I can't recreate this if we came back tomorrow.
No. And it was ironic because it had a big lightning that made the house shake. And I said, I nearly said, let's just pause here for a sec so I can save the recording and then we'll continue.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, it'll be fine.
Bang.
Dang. So,
Where's Willie gone? I lost my Willie.
Again.
Too easy.
Oh dear. Anyway, let's do this. Helps when you hold the button in the right spot.
There's been a couple of catastrophic things.
Couple of minor technical issues for some minor corporations.
Gives you a bit of a twitch. Twitch has confirmed that it suffered a major data breach and that a hacker accessed the company servers thanks to a misconfiguration change. We can confirm a breach has taken place as a Twitch spokesperson on Twitter. Our teams are working with urgency to understand the extent of this. We'll update the community as soon as additional information is available. Twitch admits a hacker was able to access data that was mistakenly exposed to the internet due to an error in a Twitch server configuration change that was subsequently accessed by a malicious third party. The company says it has no indication that login credentials have been exposed and that full credit card numbers were not exposed. Hackers have so far leaked data that includes source code for the company's streaming service, an unreleased Steam competitor from Amazon Game Studios called Vapor, and details of creator payouts. An anonymous post on the 4chan message board released a 125 gigabytes torrent, in which they claim includes the entirety of Twitch and its commit history for GitHub. The leak has been labeled as part 1, suggesting there could be more to come. While personal information like creator payments is included, this initial leak doesn't appear to include passwords, addresses, or email accounts of Twitch users. Instead, the leaker appears to have focused on sharing Twitch's own company tools and information, rather than code that would include personal accounts. It's not clear how much data has been accessed, though. Twitch says it's working to understand its security breach, and it appears some users are being asked to change their passwords. While Twitch is still investigating, it says there's no indication login details were exposed. We still recommend changing your Twitch password and enabling two-factor authentication if you haven't already done so. And we should also add, you probably want to change your channel key, which they don't know if it's been released or not. But some of us have already got emails from Twitch saying, we changed your channel key for you. Go log in and find it again.
Yeah, I was about to say, I got a couple of emails saying that... And okay, do we start at the start of this entire saga, or do we? So basically, it all started with the thing saying, "Hey, we've been hacked. Change the password."
Yep.
Okay, cool. Go and change the password. You haven't used this service for more than 30 days. Your computer requires authentication by 2FA. Hang on, I haven't enabled 2FA. It's not set up. Oh, but part of the new security measures is we've enabled it on your behalf effectively. You now have it, so just use it. It's like, but I don't, because if I had it, I would have access to it to be able to reset it, but I don't have access to it because I don't have it.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, so that's cool. If you can't access your 2FA, just enter your phone number and we'll send you a text message that can we'll send you a text message that you can click on the link and verify that it's you through your phone. I'm like, well, okay, but I don't have that either because I don't haven't set my phone number up. And they're like, okay, well, if you just enter your email address and your current password, then you can change your password, and then you'll get a new security key. I'm like, okay, fine. Well, I'll do that, and then I can worry about logging in later. I'll change my password. It'll automatically change my security key. Good, I haven't got to worry about it. So I did that, and then it goes, to confirm that you've got that it's you who wants to change your password, you need to log into 2FA.
Oops.
I just went through this with you. Like,
don't have it.
Anyway, so I put in my phone number, did a whole authentication thing. It sent me an email saying that although you haven't confirmed your ID, we've changed your password and we've sent you a text message with confirmation code. And then it said, if you don't have a phone number on file, click here and we'll add the phone number to your file. I'm like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of sending a confirmation code if I can change the phone number to where it's sending the code. So anyway, I click on that, add my phone number in, and it goes, now you need to enter your 2FA authentication code to change your phone number. I'm like, anyway, at lunchtime today, this was when was that, like 10 o'clock last night or whatever it was?
Yep.
At lunchtime today, I get an email saying, I get a text message saying, here's your new confirmation code to log in to change your 2FA settings. Code valid for like, I don't know whatever it was, 3 hours or 4 hours or something. I'm like, it was like 13 hours ago. Anyway.
I think the code's not valid.
Whatever. Go in, log in, click, here's the code, and it goes, code accepted.
Oh, what?
I'm like, huh?
It was a lie.
And then I log in, and I finally get into Twitch. I log into Twitch and go to 2FA, and it goes, 2FA is disabled. I'm like, so yeah, that was not fun. And I don't think it's still fixed because I tried to log in earlier and it's coming up with 2FA again. So I
give up.
I might just delete that account and just start it again. It's not like I'm one of those. Not one of those.
You're not Critical Role making $9 million a year.
I was going to say those figures you pulled up, you had up last night were ridiculous. Some of what people are earning.
Tommy Ennett getting like 1.6 million over 2 years. Ninja got 1.3. Asmund Gold is about that much as well.
I mean, one of the only guys I follow is from Australia anyway, is Dark Viper AU, and I know he does about 600,000 before tax.
Yep.
And obviously he's got to pay tax on that and whatever, but...
Yep.
So.
And then a lot of these people make sales through merchandise and stuff. They make money for them, so they've got extra stuff on the side even on top of that. But you got to be interesting and worth listening to.
Well, you would think that, but have you watched some of those streams?
When I posted that onto a chat thing, this guy is like, holy cow, I'll play WoW and talk crap for 19 mil a year. I don't care.
Pretty much.
He didn't realize how much people were making.
Yeah, it is a bit stupid, really.
So log into your Twitch if you can.
Oh, that's what
reset your password.
So, and this leads to the second part of the issue that I was about to talk about that I forgot. Now they've sent an email saying that you probably can't see that, but sent an email saying that we've reset your streaming code.
Yep.
Just out of safety for this, just to make sure we want you to be safe. So we've reset your streaming code. All right, but I did that last night when I changed my password, and I've just gone through and put that back into OBS, ready to stream. So now you've changed my password again. I've got to log back into my Twitch account, find the new streaming code that I've just finished changing, and put that back in. It's like, if I get it, you want to change it, fine. But if I've literally just changed it, after you've told us there's a threat, don't change it again. Who did that? Oh, somebody did that last year as well. They go, hey, our database has been hacked, change your account. So everyone logged in, changed their username and password. Then they go, we just sent everybody a password reset. You've got to go and change your password. And it's like, you got to put your password in. He goes, you can't use that. That password's been used. And you're like,
I just did it.
I just changed it to this one because this is my backup password. My primary password's been compromised. I've gone to my backup password. and I can't use that, and I can't use my primary one because that one's been used, and I don't have another password.
I already did password 123 and 321. I'm all out of ideas.
Speaking of freaking Twitch password, holy crap. It took me 20 minutes to find a password that it would accept. It wouldn't tell me why it didn't accept it.
Yep.
It just says, that password's okay, but you can do better. It's like, how can I? I've got 47 characters, 8 hashes, 27, It's like, what more do you want? No, don't tell me. I'll just keep guessing, shall I?
Yep.
And I went, fine. You know what? Screw it. Because in Chrome, you can right-click, go generate password.
Yep.
But yep, no worries. Right-click, generate password. That password's okay, but you can do better. I'm like, it's a completely...
If Google can't do better, nobody can.
Like, seriously. And I did that about 20 times. And it finally goes, that's acceptable. And it was still like orange on the... I'm like, what do you want from me?
My Bitwarden does it all right. Seem to like that one. I think I've got like 14 characters by default with uppercase, lowercase numbers, special symbols, and crap.
I was somewhere the other day, and it was a site. I can't remember what it was. It was a business site, for some of the business software that I was getting, and they wanted, like, this wasn't to set up your account. This was to create an account that you would then log into to create your account that you want to set up.
Oh.
And
strange.
It's because, like, we've got What Energy Solutions is our actual company. We trade as Battery Central, but our ABN is registered to What Energy Trading as Battery Central. So the actual account I had to set up was for What Energy.
Yep.
The sub account I wanted to set up was for Battery Central, Ipswich.
Yep.
So I had to go and create an account because that's what my ABN was under. I had to go and create the account under What Energy, and it wanted like a 28-digit password or something. And then when I finally got into that one to create the sub account for Battery Central Ipswich, it goes, please enter a PIN with 4 digits.
There you go.
Fine.
Just does not make sense.
So I don't know, but I give up. But yeah, so the short answer is Twitch has been a pain in the ass, and it's even more of a pain in the ass to change the details that you shouldn't have to change because they got hacked.
And the funny thing is that because the stuff that got released in the hack was the source code to their Windows app, their Android app, their iPhone app, and all the other stuff that they have. It's got the source code. So the joke going around at the moment is people at who are developers at Twitch are now happy to announce they're members of the largest open source software place in the world.
Yep. It's so true.
Not by choice.
Not intentionally, but they are. Oh, dear.
We should probably thank some of these people going across the top. Thank you, Twitch TV. What timing?
Oh, by the way, Glenn, if you're watching this, can you go and change Aussie Tech Heads one? Because I can't do it.
Yeah.
Remind me after the show. I'll send him a message. So don't go to Aussie Tech Heads. Don't go to twitch.com. If there's something on there that's enjoyable and really well done, it's not us streaming, so don't support them.
I hope we still make the money, though.
Well, it's not a monetized channel anyway. None of our channels are monetized. Our YouTube one, our Twitch, nothing we do is monetized. That's why we rely on Patreons. Patreon.com/Aussie Tech Heads. And ko-fi.com/Aussie Tech Heads. You can also get us through PayPal, direct deposit, Saladas, gummy bears, whatever.
iTunes cards.
Google cards, or eBay cards. So it helps us out with all that stuff. We're not a monetized platform. We're not, it's funny. We've been doing Aussie Tech Heads for 20 years-ish, 15 years, I think. It's something like that, some ridiculous amount of time anyway. And we've never been in a position to monetize. So we do thank the people who support us, and obviously Blue Ocean Web Hosting is where we host the websites. and you guys should check that out too. And if you do want to kill two birds with one stone, you can go to the Patreon and you can pick a plan there. And some of the plans actually have free websites and web hosting attached to them. So if you do get one of those upper tier plans, it's doing two things. It's supporting us, and you're getting yourself a website as well. So
yep. We also accept scratch and sniff.
More
and those little shrinky plastic things that you can put in the oven.
I love shrinky dinks. They were awesome.
Yeah.
I had a whole collection.
I don't know about Tazos though.
Tazos or Pogs.
Yeah.
I'll do Pogs.
Yeah.
Alf
Pog.
Yeah, I had a heap of Simpsons and Turtles.
Yeah.
I'll also accept Pokemon cards at this stage.
Oh, yeah, because that's big for you now.
Bub's into that. If anyone's got a starter pack they got laying around they don't want, feel free to send it to me because I don't understand. The more I read about it, the more confused I am. I bought 500 cards.
Yep.
For $5 or something. And I thought, cool, I can surely make a deck out of it. No. You've got to have 12 of these and 16 of these and 11 of these. I'm like, I don't understand.
This is for kids.
Yeah. So,
Dad, how does this work? I don't know. I don't have a degree, son.
I don't have 14 hours to sit down and work out what's what. So we play our own modified version of it at the moment, but I actually would like to get him into learning how to do it properly.
Yep.
So
if you know of any good Twitch streams that haven't been hacked that show you how to play Pokemon, maybe you can stick to YouTube.
Yeah, well, there's that. Alrighty, so Alphabet.
A, B, C. Think about 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the same alphabet.
A, B, C. Really. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me.
Alphabet has a service called Wing. So if you're not familiar, Wing is their attempt at sort of taking on Amazon's drone department, effectively, or autonomous delivery. And so they have, and I was unaware of this, but they've actually been running a pilot, like they say pilot drone testing. They've
got a little man who sits inside the drone. He's the pilot. He flies it and delivers your pizza.
I was going to say they should have called it a testing concept more than using that word because that doesn't make sense. But so basically, yeah, they've been. Really don't. Why now? The story's been open for ages now. You want me to pay for it?
Kill the cookies.
So basically, yeah, they've been setting up a program in Queensland, actually at the Grand Plaza at Grand Plains. On the roof, they're setting up. I think they got 16 or 20 drones.
Yep. And
they've been using that for all the stores that are inside the shopping centre have all been using that to do local deliveries.
Nice.
And apparently
they just drop it on the roof of your house or down the chimney like Santa Claus.
Yeah. Apparently they're delivering to 19 suburbs in Logan during the first 6 weeks of the new service.
At Logan. Yeah. Are you sure it's not going to get shot down or something?
Oh, it will.
We can use this for spare parts, son.
The drones will be borrowed very quickly, I'm sure. But they've made more than 2,500 deliveries so far.
Wow, that's nuts.
In a month. So they've included 10,000 cups of coffee, 1,700 children's snack packs, 1,200 roast chickens, 2,700 sushi rolls, and 1,000 loaves of bread. Now you got to think, a roast chook's not light. Like it's like 2 kilos.
Yeah.
That drone's got to have some pretty serious power about it.
I reckon.
And they're saying
I want my coffee right now, but I can't be bothered going to the kitchen. Deliver it to my front door. Catch it! Oh, it's gone all over me.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that part of it works. But it's interesting that, yeah, they do everything. They do beverage retailer, sushi hub, Boost Juice.
Tell me when they got beer.
Pharmacy, Terry White Chemist, who's also beginning to do it.
Beer.
Beer. No, in Queensland, the laws for beer delivery is really strict.
Ah.
That's why we can't get it at like Aldi and Coles and Woolies. Like they can't be they can't be purchased from
supermarket.
somebody who sells other things. Like it literally has to be only from a licensed. Like, so if I was to deliver beer to you, I would have to have my responsible service of alcohol ticket, and I'd have to be a licensed distributor for that company. Like, it's
no Uber Eats.
It's really weird. No, you can't. They have sort of relaxed it a little bit, but they can't go and pick up a pizza and go to Dan Murphy's and get alcohol and bring it. You can order from Dan Murphy's and they can deliver it, but it's only that. They can't do So
do they not have the joined Liquorland to Coles and BWS to Woolies things?
They're combined insofar as they're the same company, but they can't be in the same. You can't have. You can walk out the BWS and into Woolies. You can't. Aldi can't sell alcohol like they can in.
Jeez.
They got to be in separate buildings.
Right.
That's kind of, as far as I'm aware,
Anastasia Palaszczuk. It's all her fault. She does a lot of bad things.
As far as I'm aware, it's only a Queensland thing. Everyone else doesn't have that issue.
No.
But we tried a few years ago when I was working at the bottle shop. We tried to do a delivery thing, and the logistics were just horrendous. So we gave up. Occasionally, we had a couple old customers who were in the retirement village down the road.
Yep.
And I'd finish my 10 o'clock shift and they'd order stuff, and I'd just drop stuff on the way home. Well,
you should get one of those little scooters.
Not as part of work, just doing it on the way home. The local Domino's has got a couple of those. You got the big racks on the back with the pizza, like they got the stay warm things on the back. Makes the scooter so top heavy. The amount of times I've seen these guys just fall over. Like they've been sitting at a set of lights, and you know how when you're on a scooter and you stop at a set of lights, you put your foot down, you lean into it. Then a big gust of wind or a truck goes past, and they go.
Well, we got kids on motorized bicycles.
Yeah, that's the thing too. So, but it's interesting to see. So, I guess if Google's doing it, then the other companies won't be far behind.
Especially with we've talked about Amazon opening big warehouses and stuff all over Australia to be able to deliver from.
I mean, I don't know what the range of them is, but I mean, they're delivering it to whatever it was, 12 areas of Logan or something. It's going to have fairly decent range. You must be able to stay in the air for 15, 20 minutes because it's got to fly there and fly back.
Yep.
So
and carry something on the way, which should be
especially if it's going against a headwind or something.
Yeah.
So.
And on to the next devastating story. Personal information from roughly 1.5 billion worldwide Facebook users was allegedly put up for sale following a recent link. A member of a known forum for hackers claimed to be in possession of the information in late September and offered to sell it in chunks to others on the forum, according to a report from Privacy Affairs. One user claimed to have gotten a quote of $5,000 for the information of 1 million users. The user allegedly in possession of... Hey?
That's not a bad deal if you're after user data.
The user allegedly in possession of leaked information claimed that included for each Facebook account name, email address, location, gender, phone number, and a user ID. And in a lot of cases, that's enough for you to set up your own fake account of somebody else's and steal their identity and stuff. So it's not great.
Well,
but it's also got these are genuinely active email accounts, which a lot of spammers will pay top dollar for because they're guaranteed to be real and up-to-date email accounts.
Yep.
That's valuable to them.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely that's what I was saying. Like, that's pretty cheap for what you're getting.
Yeah.
And not that... I mean, Facebook has never actually been a hard-to-hack platform in the first place.
Yeah.
And part of that's the way their ad system works. It lets that happen. But, yeah, as you say, it's. I think the more valuable part of that is the phone numbers and the email addresses that are valid because that's what they're currently being used.
Yep.
And
the location and gender, you can send targeted phishing and stuff.
It gives you the areas where they are. I think the identity theft side of it is not such a big a deal for the most part, unless they happen to find a celebrity's name database in there.
What people do is they set up a Will Tompkinson account, copy off photos from your one because a lot of people don't lock it down. Create a Will Tompkinson account, then add in all of his friends and just say, "Oh, hi, this is Will. I just got a new Facebook account. The old one got hacked." Ironically.
Yeah.
And then they add them on. They're like, hey, click on this link to check out this funny thing. So your friends do, and then their accounts get hacked or their computer gets hacked and their bank details. And from there it goes on.
See, people know it's not me because my account's active and not blocked for 30 days.
That can't be Will. He doesn't exist on Facebook.
He's been on for more than 2 days in a row. There's something wrong.
He didn't say anything controversial and uploaded a picture of a squirrel. What's going on?
Yeah. My last ban, I was so shafted. It was for 3 days. And during that 3 days, they went back through my account and found like 5 other things from like last year. And they went, nah, make it a 30-day. Fine. I must be some sort of record. That's 30, 60, 90, 120. It's 180 days this year. That's 180 days since Christmas I've been blocked. So I've been blocked almost more than I haven't been this year.
Somebody doesn't like you much, do they?
In the pursuit of truth, you piss everybody off.
And on top of that, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp all went down because they're all owned by Facebook anyway. In a nutshell, Facebook systems stopped talking to the wider internet. It was as if someone had pulled the cables from their data centers all at once and disconnected them from the internet, explained Cloudflare. Facebook's explanation was a little bit more technical. It said configuration changes on the backbone routers to coordinate network traffic between our data centers caused issues that interrupted this communication. This had a cascading effect, bringing our services to a halt. The internet breaks down into hundreds of thousands of networks. Big firms like Facebook have their own larger networks known as autonomous systems. When you want to visit Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, which are all owned by Facebook, the back-end system allows computers to connect with their network and uses a Border Gateway Protocol, BGP, a kind of postal service for the internet, which is incidentally quite outdated and should have been replaced. But anyway, in order to direct people to websites they want to visit, BGP looks at all the available paths that data could travel to and picks the best route. On Monday, Facebook suddenly stopped providing the information the systems needed to function. It meant nobody's computers had any way of connecting to Facebook or its other sites. Sharia Frankel, a tech reporter from New York Times, said part of the reason it took so long to fix was because the people trying to figure out what this problem was couldn't even physically get into the building to work out what had gone wrong. So their network for Facebook servers, WhatsApp, and Instagram also included their security network, which also went down, and nobody could VPN in because there was nowhere to VPN to. And they actually got a security guard to come with an angle grinder once they broke into their own offices because the servers are in a caged environment. Location, yeah. They had to get an angle grinder to cut into the cage to let people into there so that they could fix the problem. It was just, don't put all of your networking eggs in one basket, Facebook. There's redundancy, there's CDNs, there's all sorts of stuff that could have been done, but basically Facebook just said, sorry, we don't have servers, we don't exist anymore, so don't route traffic. Now, the other cascading effect they don't talk about in these articles is, say you're in London or New York, Sydney, everybody's got a phone that runs Facebook in the background. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of phones, even in small targeted areas on a few cell towers, and these phones are saying to the cell tower, hey, I want to check Facebook. Cell tower goes, okay, I need to go query the servers for Facebook. Servers say there is no Facebook. So the cell tower says, I'll just store that and we'll come back to it later. We'll retry later. What's the next person want? Facebook. Okay, can we get to Facebook? No. Store that query. Store 10,000 queries, store 20,000 queries trying to connect. I'm saving all this in my memory. My memory's now full. I can't be a cell tower for data anymore because I've got no more connections available and no more memory available. So you can't get to any other website that's not down because I'm flooded with all of these queries coming from all the phones trying to connect. Some ISPs had trouble as well with their connections on their servers, and the memories all getting filled up with trying to figure out how to connect to Facebook. So instead of just this isolated thing, just Facebook's gone. It takes out cell towers, causes issues for ISPs. There are people in like India and some European countries, because of COVID and other reasons, and they're in poor areas, the only communication they have with their school, teachers, classmates, etc., has been through WhatsApp, which is the world's biggest messaging platform, most widely used. If your assignment is due today and you can't contact your teacher, you can't find out the assignment where it is to download it, and you can't tell any of your other classmates that you can't do the assignment you haven't got, that you also can't submit because WhatsApp is gone. They can't do that either. And lots of people keep in contact. It's the only way a lot of people in these countries ever message anyone. I don't call you because the phone call's too expensive, but I can text you through WhatsApp or maybe ring through internet data instead of cell costs. All of this great big thing happened just because Facebook said, I'm not here anymore.
But it's almost an inadvertent denial of service attack, but the thing is, it's almost the reverse of a denial of service. Facebook is denying service to everybody else.
Yes.
It was so weird. I mean, thankfully, we didn't have much issue in terms of the follow-on effects, at least.
Yeah, and here it happened at like 2 or 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So by the time I woke up at like 8:30 because I'd had a late night, I checked my phone. Facebook said, you don't have any Wi-Fi available. I was like, well, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I tried rebooting the phone. Then I was like, I'll get on my desktop. Can I get to Google? Yes. Can I get to Yahoo? Yes. Okay, well, it's not my internet. Maybe it's just the Wi-Fi in my house that's got this problem and not the internet. Then I saw this message about Facebook being down. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I had the whole no Wi-Fi thing, even though, I couldn't get Wi-Fi on my phone for a couple of hours.
Yeah, same thing. But I think that's probably that follow-on cascading effect where everybody around you also is trying to get to Facebook and flooding the towers.
Oh, I don't know. I had no trouble using... Well, that's not true. I had... Because I was watching YouTube and I definitely had bandwidth issues. Yep. I didn't have connection issues, but I couldn't watch on anything more than like 360. Otherwise, it just buffered.
Yeah.
So there was definitely bandwidth issues happening. So, but yeah, wasn't it just a switch that went screwy or something? It was something really simple, wasn't it? At the end of it all. Yeah,
they just misconfigured it on the border gateway protocol and said there's no service here to connect to. So whoever has lost their job, sorry, dude, but there was a lot of funny things going. Like a guy on Stack Overflow said, "Hey everyone, I just started my job at Facebook this week. I rolled out a patch this morning that should make things really good. And my boss told me that if he was going to contact me, if there was a problem with it, he was going to contact me on WhatsApp, and I haven't heard from him all day. So I assume it must have worked fine."
Well, wasn't it Optus or Vodafone? Somebody did something similar last year. They put a brand new switch in and they just put the wrong protocols in.
Yeah.
It's like, it's hard to believe that one switch programmed incorrect. Like, as you say, there's a thing called redundancy. It's there for a reason. That's not supposed to be able to happen. One incorrectly switch shouldn't bring down the entire internet.
That's right.
It does show you how fragile the internet really is, though.
Yeah, it's very, very old technology, very old protocols. There are better ones out now, but it would mean everybody would have to buy all new devices and things would be more stable and stream better and all sorts of stuff. But there's too much legacy that has to be supported, and people are just not going to buy all new computer devices and phones and everything. So we're stuck with it for the moment. We've talked about in the past Internet 2 and stuff like this, where they've got better setups and things go faster and smoother with less connection issues and lag and all that sort of stuff. But
I got my solid pod.
I mean, look at it this way. IPv6 existed 10 years ago and we still haven't implemented it very much these days. So.
Well, they reckon part of that is because, as you say, the technology in so many of the old switches and routers are so old that they wouldn't handle it.
Yep.
And because it is a longer algorithm, the older routers that do handle it are going to struggle with mass adoption of it because it makes so much work for them to calculate addresses because they're so much longer.
Yep.
So, but Inrupt is Sir Tim Berners-Lee's new vision. I've got a pod. I've had a pod for a while. It's an interesting concept. It's still a while off happening yet, but his vision of what the internet should be wouldn't crash that easily.
No.
So, but yeah. So speaking of, security and all that stuff, Google decided, hey, you know what? Seeing as there's been so much security issues lately, and seeing as the Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we're going to forcibly upgrade all our users to have 2FA.
Uh-huh.
So
they can FO.
So you won't have a choice if you're using YouTube or Google in general. Basically, it'll be auto-enrolling all 150 million users into two-step verification by the end of 2021. It'll also force 2 million YouTube creators to turn on two-step by the end of the year.
That'll go so well because we know how well two-factor works.
So yeah, I can't see that being a problem at all. I think it'll be perfectly fine. And
I can't log in from my Gmail. How do I contact the Google? Hey, guess what? You can't. First, because your email doesn't work and you can't get into it to send them an email. But they don't have any contact stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't contact them anyway.
Yep.
And I get that they're doing it because they've got their Authenticator app and they want everybody to use the Authenticator app because it's the best thing in the world and it works marvelously and everybody should be using it.
I don't.
I do.
I got Authy.
Yeah, I mean, I use the Google Authenticator app. You can use Authy. I've tried Authy. The problem is I'm on too many different computers. Like, I can be on the admin computer, I can be on my computer, I can be on the point of sale computer, I can be on this one, I can be on one of the... So, for me, Authy's had issues on multiple computers.
Oh, I got it on my phone, on this desktop computer, my two MacBooks.
It would work like that, but I couldn't... Like, say I logged into Xero, for example, which is our business
software,
point of sales and software, accounting software. If I logged into Xero on my computer and then went to another computer and logged into it there, it would log me out of my previous instance on the other computer. Whereas with Authenticator, I can stay logged into multiple computers and it doesn't ask me... Well, it wouldn't log me out in terms of it would still work for that session, but if that session, that day... You know how you can click on the remember me for 30 days a lot of the time?
Yep.
Well, if I'd logged into another computer, it would override that setting, and when I log back into the first computer, I'd have to go back and re-authenticate again. It wouldn't...
It's crazy, because that's a website setting, that's not an Authy setting.
It wouldn't let you stay logged in on multiple computers over multiple sessions. But with Google Authenticator, I can.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's the way they were handling the data or the way the websites were set up, but yeah, something about it wouldn't let Authy stay logged in on multiple sessions, whereas the Authenticator did. So
whatever works. I mean,
I don't really, not saying it's the best and greatest, but it worked for me. You know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so basically, Google's product managers basically said that Google Security and Safety Director Gummy Kim. No, that's right. Guemmy Kim. Gummy Kim. Said the best way to keep users safe is to turn on security protocols by default. For years, Google's been the forefront of innovation with two-step verification. Oh, I'm sorry. 2SV. One of the most reliable ways to prevent unauthorized access. It's the strongest one combines something you know, like a password, and something you have, like your phone or security key. Now, you will be able to turn it off, but in order to turn it off, you'll have to set it up and use it and log in, and then you can turn it off.
Womp womp.
So there's that.
And here's Microsoft doing away with passwords altogether with the TPM.
But as we've just witnessed over this following week, it's irrelevant. It makes no difference if somebody can get into the back end in the database. It doesn't matter what sort of what you've got.
And if you can't get into your own account,
to do anything,
it's the opposite of what you want.
So I don't know. I don't like 2FA. If you don't have your phone on you, or your battery's flat, or you can't get signal where you are, or you're screwed. And the worst part about the Google Authenticator app, as I said, like, I use it for one reason, but the reason I hate it for is you can't have multiple devices running that app. So if I've got that authenticator key for 0 logged into that on that phone, only the work phone is the only phone I can have that authentication key on. So even though I can have multiple logins to multiple computers, I still have to use that one phone. Like, I've got it on my phone, but I can't put the same protocol in place on my phone. So I can't have 0 login on 2 separate phones for the same account.
Weird.
So it means that, like, if you've got, in our case, we've got an admin and a point of sale on my computer. So we've got 3 computers all running 0.
Yep.
Theoretically, I should be able to have it. Son should be able to have it for the admin. And we can have the work phone logging in the point of sale. And so when you need to log in after your 30 days, you can grab your phone, bring up the Authenticator app and go, log me in.
Yep.
But you can't, because only one phone, even though you've got 3 or 4 multiple locations, one physical device is the only one that can have the Authenticator app.
Bizarre.
So, like, if you've got that situation, and you might... Some businesses do. Like, if you've got a business Gmail, then you might have 10, 20, 30 people all accessing that same Gmail. Whether it's just for calendars, whether it's for Google Docs, whether it's for Google Drive, whatever. But it means if you're using the Authenticator app, everybody has to have access to that phone, that one tablet or phone that has the app on it, because you can't have duplicate keys.
Crazy.
So
it's like the problem I had with my BattleNet authenticator for Blizzard stuff, and I formatted the phone because I got a brand new phone, and they're like, when you go to log in, it's like, use your authenticator, and I'm like, oh, I haven't got it, so I'll download it, but it's only the authenticator on that phone which can work. Yep. You have to use that phone to unauthenticate the app, then format that, then install it on your new one, and then re-authenticate that app on your phone, which is ridiculous, because if your phone crashes, you're SOL. Yep. And I had the kind of thing because I'd formatted the phone, and I always trade in my phone, so I got a new one, install the app on there. Nope, you have to have the authentication, which was on the other phone. So I contacted them and said, I don't have that. Can I get into my account some other way? And the automatic system says, well, you have to upload a photo, upload a picture of your photo license with your signature and photo and everything on, which I did, and they looked at it a year later and said, okay, you can unlock it now. And I was like, I already created a new BattleNet account because for the last year I haven't been able to do anything.
Yep. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I give up.
Crazy.
Like, yeah, it's I don't understand. I mean, I get it. I know it has a point.
It's just messy
sometimes, but sometimes it's absolutely horrible too.
Get a YubiKey and just log in with your thumbprint.
Yeah, but as many
if you
people
don't have that with you,
well, but not only that, as many people discovered, that's not secure either. The thumb scan, the fingerprint scanning technology is very easy to bypass. So
damned if you, damned if you don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
That's about it too.
That's it for me for this week. How about you?
I've got a couple, but just quickly, your iPhone 13 that people
My
are,
iPhone 13?
well, you public who are dumb enough to buy. I mean, those people who like Apple.
Eric.
You don't own the phone, just so you know. You own the physical device that pretends to be a phone. You don't own anything inside that phone. Therefore, if you try to repair it, you void your warranty. That includes, even if you use genuine Apple components, every item is itemized and serialized to your particular phone. If the Genius Bar opens it and finds that one of those doesn't match, you void your warranty instantly.
Yep.
This is the whole right to repair thing that people are fighting for, because this is getting ridiculous. Like, even to change the screen or the battery, even if you use another genuine iPhone 13 screen or battery, you will still void your warranty, because that one wasn't the one that your phone was made with.
I think even accredited Apple repair places can't either, can they?
Only if it is a Apple Care, like an actual Apple Care Center can.
Yep.
They'll do it under warranty if you've got the Apple Care warranty. But they don't really want to do things under warranty, and they'll do their best to make sure they don't. Because
have this refurbish.
Yeah, because last year, last quarter, Apple Care brought in $17.5 billion in repairs.
Wow.
That's just in a quarter.
That's why they want to do it only.
That's why they're the only ones who want to do it. So, good luck with that.
Someone will see him in court.
Well, there is a right to repair bill currently being fought out in court.
Yep.
For this exact reason. Whether it's Tesla, whether it's Apple, whether it's Ford, whatever. John Deere's another one who's doing it, making all the components proprietary so only they can repair them.
Yep.
But there's
a lot of tractors just sitting out in the field, can't do nothing with
There's a big backlash coming onto that.
Can you send someone out to fix this? Yeah, a couple of weeks. I live on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and my livelihood depends on my tractor operating 24/7. Yeah, I'll be there in a couple of weeks, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get to you when we feel like it. How much are you going to pay? Because the more you pay...
Can I just get the mechanic? No mechanic.
Yeah, the more you pay, the quicker we'll come out, I promise. So, yeah, but anyway. And I have another story that we'll probably end off with. It's not really a story. It's quite funny, actually. It's a social experiment called by Intel. They basically say that Apple users are clueless about laptops.
Or in general.
Because they've been spoilt with the way that Apple controls everything.
Yep.
So this video is quite funny. They are paid surveys, but they're genuine, like iPhone users and stuff like that. The people who are being interviewed are legit, iPhone users and stuff. But so just bear that in mind that they are paid surveys, but still they're genuine reactions. This goes for a couple minutes, but I'll play it. It's definitely worth playing. It's good. It's quite funny, and see what you think.
Hi there. How are you?
Good, you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm Kevin. I'm going to be your moderator today. Are you a big Apple fan?
I am.
Yeah, all Apple.
Apple.
I'm an Apple girl in the Apple world.
I am 100% loyal to Apple.
This is all about getting your opinion.
Cool.
Say.
Sounds good.
Ready to get started?
So I'd love to have the freedom to customize.
That'd be amazing if you could.
I hate that you can't add more RAM after you make the wrong decision and get the computer.
Once you're committed to that thing, there's no easy way in to change that out.
Well, I want to show you something regarding customization then.
upgrade. Who would have thought you can, upgrade components of your laptop?
Yes, please.
As to being able to get back to doing those things myself.
That's very exciting to me.
Wow. Hey, that's a big number.
What if you could play all of these games effortlessly on one device?
That would be amazing.
Oh, I'd be stoked. My kids would be ecstatic.
Well, I recognize a bunch of those games that definitely can't be played on my computer, so.
A touchscreen?
Touchscreen.
Touchscreen would be great.
Is that possible?
I think you'll enjoy this. Let me know if you see what's happening here.
Wow.
This is a screen.
Right.
This is another screen.
Stop
They are
it.
both 4K touch screen displays. You like that idea?
Yeah, I like that idea because I know that I would end up loving it.
If there is something to travel with everything all together, that'd be amazing.
I would like to have my iPad and my laptop combined.
It'd be pretty cool if I had it in one device,
I'm going to show you something, if that's okay.
Okay.
Be right back. This is a 2-in-1 laptop,
That's awesome.
but it also functions as a tablet.
First of all, love it. Very convenient.
That kind of eliminates the need of an iPad.
It actually folds all the way back. I don't
It
want
folds
to
all the way back. Go for it.
My computer would probably snap if I tried that.
If I had this option, I don't know if I could put it down.
Yeah, I love this.
What if I
One
told
more
you
thing.
that everything we've been talking about today is available now?
Where do I sign up?
But this was not Apple. That is a PC powered by Intel. Yeah.
Really? Whoa! Is this real life right now?
What?
Wow.
That is the device you were just holding.
Wow.
These are already out.
These are all already out.
Really?
Mind blown.
That's beautiful. It looks like a piece of artwork.
Oh, you guys have to sign me up. I brought my debit card.
I would say there's a lot more options than with Mac.
I am surprised, yeah. Everything I know, I'm gonna have to upgrade what I know in my mind.
I'll tell you how I feel. I want it. Can I have this one?
No, you can buy it.
That's cool.
So basically it's yeah.
Are they like yogas or something?
Yeah, there's a few different ones in there. There was a yoga and there was the Evo and I think the Evo's the tablet fold back one.
Yep.
And then there was another one that had the keyboard's. The keyboard's actually not the keyboard. The keyboard's a second screen.
Yep.
And it can be a keyboard or it can slide back and you can do. You physically got two screens and.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff and it's just funny. Like they've been in there.
It's some futuristic device. I wonder if Apple will bring it out one day.
That's exactly right. They're like, oh, what do you mean it's not Apple? Apple does all the cool stuff. It's like, well, no, Apple does all of 10-year-old technology and repurposes it.
Yeah.
So, no, I just thought that was quite a funny little anecdote about how... and the funny thing is, I'm not biased on this one because, yes, I don't like Apple that much, but I've got some family members who legitimately only use Apple. Like, that's all they ever use. And I show them that ad and they're like, so were they like stolen from Apple products? I'm like, no, dude, they're Microsoft, like they're Windows and like PC and, stuff that I use. And he's like, but I thought Apple like leads the way. I'm like, Apple hasn't led the way in 20 years, dude. The only thing they're good at is marketing.
Yep.
So...
Oh, I did have one other story I forgot about. Earlier this year, AMD CEO Lisa Su confirmed the company is working with Samsung to bring ray tracing to phones. Samsung has now announced in a post on Weibo that its next-gen Exynos 2200 chipset will be the first to come equipped with ray tracing support. The Exynos 2200 will feature a GPU based on the AMD RDNA 2 architecture codenamed Voyager. AMD's RDNA 2 architecture is used not just the company's RX 6000 GPUs, but also powers graphics in both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. The chip itself chipset itself is codenamed Pamir and could be announced sometime early next year. Similar to the Exynos 2100, the Exynos 2200 is rumored to feature a single high-performance core, 3 mid-tier cores, and 4 efficiency cores. As for the GPU, rumors suggest it could have 384 stream processors, which hints at 6 ray accelerators. Ray tracing support will no doubt give the Exynos 2200 a slight edge over Qualcomm's rumored Snapdragon 898 in terms of gaming. The chipset is expected to power the international variants of Samsung's Galaxy S22 series phones. Samsung's next flagship Android tablet, the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra, is also rumored to have the same chip under its hood. Ray tracing technology simulates the physical behavior of light to enable real-time cinematic quality rendering in games. While the technology is currently limited to PC and console gaming, NVIDIA and MediaTek are working together to bring ray tracing to the best Chromebooks as well.
I mean, the only reason I believe that's going to happen is because Samsung make their own chips, so that's going to be a thing. But can you imagine that with the the Vajo, the headset? I won't play the video, but if you guys, if you want to check out the Vajo headset, there's a video on YouTube by Thrill Seeker. They call it the best headset in the world. It's full like augmented reality in like an insane way that even game developers and so many professionals have never seen before.
Yep.
Like literally lets you, be in places that you're not.
Yep.
So can you imagine something like that? Because that's currently hooked up to a PC, so you're limited by the cables where you can walk, But if you had ray tracing ability on a mobile device, then suddenly this becomes a portable augmented reality. It really is Snow Crash. If you've ever, as I said, you've got to check out Snow Crash. It's it's becoming that in reality now. You have the ability to literally walk around, process information in both the real world and augmented at the same time.
Sounds great.
On a portable platform.
Yep.
Yeah, it's both amazing and amazingly scary at the same time. So, no, it definitely sounds cool. And because Samsung's involved with it, and as I said, they don't have a chip shortage because they make their own chips.
Yep.
Then I strongly believe that's something that happened. My only issue I can see with this is absolutely destroying battery life.
Yeah. They'll have to come up with some new technology there too.
There's an article I was reading. I haven't finished, so I sort of haven't really talked about it. But there's an Australian company taking current existing lithium technology, and they reckon that they can like double or triple its output by integrating salt effectively into the manufacturing process.
Yeah, I saw that. It's better than silicon batteries that were going to be the next big thing because it's cheaper and easier to make just by introducing impurities into it.
Which sounds weird, but let's make it better by making it impure,
Yeah.
But I guess, if it works with dogs, you don't want a purebred dog. They've got too many issues. You want a mongrel. Yeah. So why not work for batteries, I suppose?
Thanks for listening to the Aussie Tech Head Show. We can be found at Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, and Coffee. Email us Will or Warlock at aussietechheads.com.au and go to aussietechradio.com, 24/7 playback of the best tech-related shows. See you next time.
Bye.